First Alert Weather Extra starts now.
Well, the big weather story, some colder air on the way. The wind's picking up now as a north wind returns to our area. We had a couple of isolated thunderstorms last night moved across northern portions of Alabama, but all dry tonight. We've got a first alert for the possibility of freezing temperatures, a freeze warning in effect for counties to the north. Let's take you over to our freeze watch warning map. The counties in purple, that's where we have the freeze warning, basically the freezing line dropping close to Jasper, Birmingham, Anniston briefly tomorrow morning. This is going to expand further south tomorrow night. This is a freeze watch, but the entire area, we will see those temperatures go sub-freezing in some spots tomorrow night as well as in the early on Thursday morning. So be ready to protect plants. Make sure that heater, it's a good time to test it out. Make sure it's working properly. Next couple of days, it's actually going to be a chilly day on the way tomorrow. Wait until you see this hourly forecast. Again, tonight, not overly concerned about a deep freeze across the area tonight, but tomorrow night, early Thursday morning, certainly some of the coldest weather we've seen since last winter, and frost will be likely next couple of nights once that wind settles, especially in the protected valleys. We could see some frost development, maybe even tonight, early in the day tomorrow, some of those sheltered valleys early on. 32 in the morning around Hamilton, close to freezing, Aniana, Nectar, places back towards Sneed and Altoona. Looking south, though, 30s in the morning. You're still going to need that heavy jacket. You step outside here around Jemison and Thorsby, back over towards Rockford. Those wind chills early tomorrow morning could be in the 20s for areas to the north. But it's time to break out the 4 Ps, the pets, the plants, pipes, and check on the elderly, check on friends, family. Make sure everybody has a warm, cozy spot for this colder weather that's ahead. I got out there today, got a couple of those tropical plants in the backyard and moved those close to the carport so I can move those inside as these freezing temperatures settle in. And the pipes, not talking about the kind of sub-freezing temperature where we will see widespread issues there, but now is as good a time as any just to make sure pipes are protected, winterized, especially cover the faucets and those closer to the surface and that are exposed there. May want to drain piping related to the yard's sprinkler system there as well. Tuesday, our forecast during the day, well, chilly weather. Notice the highs only in the 50s during the afternoon. I mean, we're still going to be in the 40s out there at lunchtime, even with sunshine. That north wind, that's going to be some cold air settling in here during the day tomorrow. It is going to feel like a winter day. And Wednesday morning, look at that, 32 around Tuscaloosa, 32 in Birmingham, 24. These are air temperatures in the forecast there for early on Wednesday morning. So we are talking about freezing conditions. Again, frost will be likely early on Wednesday and also early on Thursday. And it looks dry, so not expecting any wintry precipitation at this point. But we have cities around central Alabama that are opening warming stations for people who need a Birmingham warming station. We have the Jimmy Hills location on 2nd Avenue North will be open from 6 p.m. to 7 a.m. Tuesday and Wednesday, and transportation will be provided from certain locations around the city. We'll have more information. You can find that WBRC News app. Check out our website at WBRC, and new information now on a public warming station in East Alabama as well. The city of Anniston is turning the bridge at Anniston First United Methodist Church into a safe haven for anyone who might need some extra heat, and you can call the number on your screen. That's if you want to donate with help or meal prep. We'll have more information again on the news app and the website. You can check that out. And this is certainly an unseasonably strong surge of cooler air. It's coming about 2 to 3 weeks ahead of time. Interesting to go back and look at some of the data when we normally see our first freeze and how this compares. Let's head over to Matt and Mickey for an update as we look at this unseasonably strong cold snap that's about to impact our area.
So, Mickey.
Yeah.
You a big fan of the cold?
No, I am not. I'm
not at all?
No, I'm a southern boy. I like it hot and humid and steamy. Don't like the cold.
Well, I think that's going to be everybody. That picture right there is how people are going to feel the next several mornings across the southeast.
Is that a picture of you?
No.
Okay.
But it looks like a South Park character. Yeah. But anyways, let's talk about those average freeze dates across the country.
It's usually not until November 1st through the 15th that we really get freezing temperatures in our area. A little later in the year for South Alabama, but it's coming a little sooner.
Yeah, it's pretty early for this time of the year. We might see some temperatures dip down in the 40s, some upper 30s. We've been seeing that already. But to see these kind of temperatures, it has been a while. So these are our average first freeze dates. So in Anniston is November 4th, Tuscaloosa November 8th, and Birmingham November 9th.
So that's the average, and we have some records as well, don't we?
Yeah, so I was just wondering, you know, it's what, mid-October? It's kind of early. So what are the earliest freeze dates, freezes that we've seen in Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, and Anniston?
Well, Birmingham is actually tomorrow. We see it 1948, so if we tie or break that record, it goes back several years.
Yeah.
Sure does. Number 2 was the 20th, so we're in record territory here.
Yeah, so if Birmingham hits below freezing either tomorrow morning or more likely Wednesday or Thursday morning, this will easily be in the top 3 for the earliest freezes on record for Birmingham. So that's some crazy stuff. What about Tuscaloosa?
Well, Tuscaloosa, it came a little earlier, October the 10th back in 2000, 32 degrees, and October 17th to follow that. So it came a little bit earlier in October in those records.
True, but still could make it a top 3 earliest freezes for Tuscaloosa. And here's Anniston.
Yeah, Anniston was also a little chilly back in October 10th of 2000, a cold year, but Birmingham was the 18th. So we're in that record territory for all our major cities.
That's right. So here's a look at the Wednesday morning where we're likely going to see pretty widespread freezing temperatures. So those are the records you see next to us. 29 degrees is the record set for October 19th. 29 degrees back in 1948. Apparently 1948, that day was a very cold day across central Alabama.
Yeah, but we could break those records for maybe not for Birmingham, but Tuscaloosa on into Anniston. Usually when you have these cities like Birmingham with a little bit more industry in them, it can trap in the heat a little bit more.
Little urban heat islands, so to speak. So, you know, when it comes to the cold, we want to make sure you stay safe. And one thing I think a lot of people are going to encounter is their tire pressure light probably turning on.
Yeah, you lose 10 degrees of temperature, and that accounts for 1 to 2 pounds per square inch of tire pressure. So you might have to air a little air to the tires, but you're right, those lights could be coming on.
Yeah, and it's all because cold air is more dense, and yeah, you might be losing a little bit of that. So be cautious with that on the roadways. You might want to heat up the car for a few extra minutes, and frost will be a likelihood going into this week.
Cold air is dense. It's kind of stupid, man.
It's just going to be cold, y'all.
All right. Moving right along here to our next graphic.
That's it.
That's it? That's all of it? That's everything we're doing? Yeah. So is this where we say goodbye?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's say goodbye. I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye first. Goodbye.
I'm grabbing the blanket.
Bye-bye.
All right, coming up here on First Alert Weather Extra, we're also going to dive into the rainfall situation and updates on the drought impacting the country. Some incredible stories coming in from the west, just all-time records on some of the low water levels that we've been seeing. We want to check in on that. More on the fall colors. We got a fall colors report, and we go beyond the 7-day forecast as we continue on First Alert Weather Extra.
When 6 on Your Side investigates, the issues that directly impact you matter most to us.
That's why we're getting answers on rising prices and how you can save some money.
And being another set of eyes looking out for your kids and your family.
Getting to the bottom of health and billing issues that may be hidden in the fine print.
How events nationwide are affecting you here at home.
WBRC Fox 6 is always here on your side, ready to help. This is why 6 on Your Side investigates.
These are your mornings, and Good Day Alabama is built to start them right. The only station staying local on all platforms all morning long. In your community, giving you a deeper perspective with the largest team dedicated to you. Showing new stories from overnight, helping you get through your day. With First Alert weather and traffic, getting to the point, not wasting your time. These are your mornings. Prepare for a good day. Prepare with Good Day Alabama.
When moments turn severe, how do you find clarity?
This is your First Alert from the WBRC Fox 6 weather team. We're with you as we prepare for this threat.
In a season of constant change, when you need to know first, when you need to prepare, only one team gives you the First Alert wherever you are. A trusted team staying ahead of what's next in your neighborhood. Stay alert. Stay with the First Alert weather team. Live, new, and on your side, beginning at 9 p.m. In a day filled with clutter and noise, WBRC Fox 6 News breaks down what you need to know before anyone else. With new updates, live and on the scene, answers for your money and your livelihood, with 6 on Your Side investigates. And your first alert for the hours and days ahead with the WBRC First Alert Weather Team. On your favorite platforms every night. WBRC Fox 6 News at 9 and 10. On your side.
Welcome back, everyone, to First Alert Weather Extra. I'm First Alert meteorologist Jill Gilardi. And, if we shift westward a little bit, big story has been the drought. We're talking about exceptional drought. And you'll notice with the overlay that impacts a lot of these rivers. So we're going to be taking you now to show you some of those impacts, the perspective of drought in other areas across the United States. So again, look at that. I mean, you're talking about that water shrinking, not only in width, but also in depth. And again, these are aerial photos in Illinois, and they show very low water on the Mississippi River. The impacts of this could reach your family. The low water levels are slowing the shipment of food and other consumer goods. Bloomberg reporting last week that more than 2,000 barges sat idle over fears of running aground. Now take a look at this long line. This is a car scene outside of Yellowstone National Park. The park opened its northeast entrance over the weekend. You might recall that a large portion of the park was closed 4 months ago after devastating flooding. This is some video of that devastation. We might see that here after a second. There you go. There is that. You can't forget that photo of the video of that house just falling into the raging waters there. So the national park says 99% of its park roads are now operational. So that is good news there. But yeah, so weather extremes, you know what? They're impacting us in all different ways, including education. Here's more on that.
My goodness gracious. Melissa Wright sees the destruction at her 10-year-old son Zane's school for the first time.
That's the sign he stands in for the first day of school every year.
Fort Myers Beach Elementary is 1 block from the ocean. Hurricane Ian's powerful winds tore down walls, and its storm surge approached the top of the school doors, destroying nearly everything inside.
Losing that school it's probably what I've cried about the most.
It's been more than 2 weeks, and the entire Lee County School District remains shut down.
We do have schools that remain in a high needs category, suffering significant damage.
He already said this year was tougher for him than most, so I am worried about him falling behind.
Lee County schools are emblematic of a growing trend, the climate crisis disrupting school systems nationwide for months and in some cases years. In California, wildfires have been the leading cause of school closures. From 2018 to 2019, a record 2,295 schools closed. Last year in Louisiana, Hurricane Ida, a devastating Category 4 storm, ripped off roofs and destroyed schools. More than a year later, 2 schools for close to 900 students are still inoperable. And in Tennessee, 17 inches of rain fell in 24 hours, flooding Waverly Elementary and Junior High School. More than a year later, some students are using an auditorium with partitions for classrooms. A government study found that since 2017, more than 300 presidentially declared major disasters have occurred across all 50 states and U.S. territories, with devastating effects on K-12 schools, including trauma and mental health issues, lost instructional time, and financial strain, something Waverly, Tennessee schools know well. After the flood there, students' test scores lagged behind the rest of the state.
Some of our staff and teachers lost their homes, they lost their loved ones, they lost, and their classrooms. So mentally wise, that has put a toll on them.
As schools struggle to recuperate from extreme weather, experts say they must better understand their future risk and rebuild more resilient structures.
Our public schools right now, they received a D+ on America's Infrastructure Report Card.
Wow. Until then, when extreme weather strikes, all that is lost will undoubtedly also include quality instructional time in school.
Well, talking about extremes, we're going to be seeing some extreme temperature changes after the break. We'll have an update on that cold snap. We're going to be going beyond the 7-day and showing you some beautiful fall video. Those leaves are really changing and reaching peak up to our north. Much more on that coming up after this break.
Remodeling a shower or bath can be tricky with gas prices up and tight monthly budgets. Cost is a real concern, but West Shore Home is helping homeowners get the shower or bath they need right now. I'm joined by Kirsten from West Shore Home. And Kirsten, tell us, how is West Shore making bath remodeling affordable?
So Joe, for folks who want to get their bath or shower project done right now, we have a very special offer. We know that monthly budgets are a little bit tight right now, which is why we wanted to make this offer available to everyone. If they give us a call, we have 18 months of no payments and no interest financing. That means they can get their shower or bath done now and not have to make a payment for 18 full months.
So you're saying people can get their new shower or bath installed right now and not have to worry about making any payments or paying any interest until 2024. That's really helpful.
Definitely. People love this plan because it allows them to be flexible with their finances.
Can we see some projects you've done recently?
Absolutely. So here's one where the homeowner wanted to replace their old fiberglass shower with something more new and modern. So we replaced it with a beautiful marble style shower with an easy low step entry and a beautiful shower door.
That is amazing. Perfect combination of safety and beauty.
It definitely is. So let's take a look at another one. These homeowners were struggling with mold and mildew from their old tile. They were tired of scrubbing. We were able to give them this beautiful new shower that is so much easier to clean. You can get a new shower or bath just like this when you call right now, and you won't have any interest or payments until 2024.
Kirsten, thanks so much. Folks, do not put off that shower or bath project any longer. West Shore Home is making it affordable to take care of that bath project right now. West Shore Home is extending this offer for 1 week only. Free installation on all shower and bath projects. And for a limited time, they're doing 18 months of flexible financing. That's no payments and no interest until early 2024. This is an offer you don't want to miss. Call the shower and bath experts at West Shore Home now.
Time for our first alert 7-day forecast, and tomorrow we start off very cold, a high of only 54 with sunshine. Wednesday and Thursday starting off, temperatures will be in the freezing range in a lot of areas. Thursday and Wednesday morning there will be some 20s. This is just the average low that you see here on the 7-day, and Saturday and Sunday looking dry, highs in the 70s. Overnight temperatures finally climbing out of that freezing range as we look at the weekend there in early Saturday and Sunday. Next week we could see a few showers by Monday night and in early on Tuesday. Freeze warning in effect for tomorrow morning. That does include areas roughly from Anniston to Birmingham, Fayette, and points northward. Temperatures could touch freezing briefly there during the early morning hours, and the rest of the day, again, kind of chilly out there, but you can see the forecast temperatures. But here's the thing, further south, we won't be far off, and you will need that heavy jacket for the rest of the day. And in fact, as those temperatures kind of struggle, look at the morning feels like temperatures with the winds out of the north gusting over 15 miles per hour, so the feels like temperatures will be in the 20s there early in the day. But again, the rest of the day here, lunchtime showing 40s. It's going to feel like a winter day around Alabama. Sunshine and winds gusty, and that breeze settles down tomorrow night. I think frost will be more of a factor tomorrow night, but you may want to hold off tomorrow if you plan on getting out there and raking up some of those leaves. Just hold off and give it another day or two here as those winds settle down. I know the leaves have been flying out there today, and they're certainly going to be flying around again during the day tomorrow. Wednesday morning, again expecting 20s early on. We'll see a similar temperature trend there for early in the day on Thursday, and then the little bit of a warm up starts to kick in there. We'll be back in the 70s for afternoon temperatures, a bit more comfortable during the day for the end of the week. As far as the next rainmaker goes, looking at the rest of this work week, staying dry, so at least no wintry precipitation expected. I was noticing a few moments ago on some of the social feeds, our sister station in the South Bend area was reporting snow happening in that region. As for us, we stay dry Friday, dry the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, looking all dry here through Sunday afternoon. Next week at the earliest, we may see another chance of showers coming back in here Monday night and into early on Tuesday. So weekend plans, all good. The big story right now will be these colder mornings. And as we go to meteorologist Jill Gilardi, Jill, we are talking a significant drop in temperatures, highs in the 50s. That's the big thing. You know, sometimes we see the early morning frost, maybe touch freezing, and then we quickly warm up. Yep. But it is going to be a cold day out there tomorrow.
Yeah, and it's going to be breezy too. So it could feel even colder, but hopefully you have your thick coat because you're going to need it. It's going to feel like a winter's Mother's Day here. Again, you're talking about January weather in October. But look at this. This is a complete opposite 8 to 14 day outlook compared to what we saw last week. Last week it was above average west, below average east. Now we're going to be looking at below average to the west, above average temperature trend across the east. That does include the southeast, and we could be seeing some 80s returning, another cold snap, and then going right back at or above average. So again, lots of ups and downs continue in the fall season. Again, we could see some milder air approaching that next big rain chance that Wes was talking about. We'll have to watch that for thunderstorms and see if there's any severe threat connected with that potential. Then a little cold snap, and those overnight lows do tend to warm back up again. And in terms of rainfall, there's hints that maybe trending a small chance for above average rainfall. Well, we could use some rain here. Still dealing with those drought conditions. So we're going to have some really nice footage of some fall leaves. The colors look amazing to the north. That's coming up after this break.
When 6 on Your Side investigates, the issues that directly impact you matter most to us. This is why 6 on Your Side investigates.
These are your mornings, and Good Day Alabama is built to start them right. The only station staying local on all platforms all morning long. Prepare for a good day. Prepare with Good Day Alabama.
When 6 on Your Side investigates, the issues that directly impact you matter most to us.
That's why we're getting answers on rising prices and how you can save some money.
How events nationwide are affecting you here at home.
WBRC Fox 6 is always here on your side, ready to help. This is why 6 on Your Side investigates.
In a season of constant change, when you need to know first, when you need to prepare, only one team gives you the first alert. A trusted team staying ahead of what's next in your neighborhood. Stay alert. Stay with the First Alert Weather Team.
When 6 on Your Side investigates, the issues that directly impact you matter most to us.
Being another set of eyes looking out for your kids and your family.
This is why 6 on Your Side investigates.
Live, new, and on your side. Beginning at 9 p.m., WBRC Fox 6 News breaks down what you need to know before anyone else on your favorite platforms every night. WBRC Fox 6 News at 9 and 10. On your side.
When 6 on Your Side investigates, the issues that directly impact you matter most to us.
That's why we're getting answers on rising prices and how you can save some money.
This is why 6 on Your Side investigates.
How will the weather impact your roads? The First Alert Weather app has live traffic updates and road conditions for a safer commute. This is why we First Alert.
WBRC Fox 6 News. On your side.
Welcome back to Weather Extra, and those fall colors, they are peaking now across parts of the country. You get into parts of Ohio now, you can really see those colors coming out. Even noticing around here across even Alabama, it seems like over the past week just a major change there, but we're getting closer and closer to the peak season. But let's take you in for a closer look at some of these areas right now where we're seeing some of that peak fall color.
Fall foliage, or when the leaves change from green to show yellow, orange, red, or even brown colors, have a few factors that influence the process and speed at which the changes occur and how vibrant the colors can be. Weather, of course, is one of those factors. The best climate for fall foliage to be the most vibrant, according to the USDA, is a warm, wet spring, favorable summer weather, and warm, sunny fall days with cool nights. And the Tri-State has had this weather pattern set up, which explains why you see such colorful tree lines throughout the area. On average, according to SmokyMountains.com, the Fox 19 Now viewing area typically has peak foliage around the final week of October. However, according to the Ohio Department of Natural Resources, Southwest Ohio is already near peak or at peak foliage conditions. This is likely due to the drier weather as well as the cooler start to the fall season, which helped speed up the process of green fading off of the leaves. But how does frost or freezing conditions affect fall leaves? Before we answer that question, recall that the average peak of foliage is the last week of October in Cincinnati. The average of when to expect the first freezing temperature in Cincinnati is October 25th, which is around the final week of October. And when you get temperatures at or below freezing, this can speed up or effectively cut off the veins between the leaf and stem, which transport the sugars that the leaf creates for the tree. Once the vein is cut off, the leaf is ready to fall. And this is also why after a hard, sudden freeze, you may see a lot of leaves on the ground the next day.
And I was just noticing here from our First Alert weather app, this is a fall colors photo from Pennsylvania. Patrick Hollis sharing this, and you can really see those colors there coming out. Also, I was noticing this is a Mentone. Bethany Roos sharing this photo from over the weekend, and you can start to see there we're getting closer, not quite to the peak yet around here, but we will certainly over the next few weeks, places like Mount Cheaha, we should enjoy some lovely weather app photos. Keep sending those in on the WBRC First Alert weather app. Another one of those pictures there from Pennsylvania that was shared earlier. You can see there starting a lot of yellows in there, and it looks like not quite peaking just yet there from Patrick, but we'll continue to share some of those. I want to get to that 7-day forecast. After this cold snap, we are certainly going to see some limbs or leaves changing over the next couple of weeks with this cold weather that we're dealing with. We're talking about the cool nights that impact the changing leaf color there. You can see Wednesday through Thursday overnight lows in the freezing range. We're going to have some spots next couple of mornings, especially tomorrow night and the Thursday morning, where we'll have lows in the 20s across parts of our area. Wind chills tomorrow morning, by the way, in the 20s out there. So bundle up, be ready for a cold start early on. Not quite the freezing for most of the area, but to the north, certainly the northern third of the state, even Huntsville, Decatur, places like that, we're in a freeze warning. The weekend looks dry right now. We'll be watching Monday night and into Tuesday for the next chance of wet weather. Hurricane season, things quiet in the tropics finally right now, but season does run through the end of November. We'll keep you posted. Lots of updates on the weather app. Of course, we'll see you back here tonight for updates on WBRC Fox 6 News at 9, 9:30, and 10.